What's Keith been up to?
Um, that's a good question.
It's been what, 2 weeks now?
2 weeks? Has it been 2 weeks since we last saw each other?
I was in Aruba for a week, so
I
I
mean, you
just
were
gotta
in
be
Aruba for a week.
at least a week.
I didn't go to work this past week, so
Yeah,
it's
we
probably
noticed.
yeah. Oh,
Oh,
oh. Um, that's not my fault though. It's entirely not my fault. Um, I don't know. Just making sure my car is okay. That's literally it. In terms of like personal wise, nothing much really. It's, yeah, nothing much. What about you, Kayla? What have you been up to? I feel like
Oh,
you've been the
hi, I'm
most busy.
Kayla. I've just been. Were we not introducing ourselves? I thought that's what we
we
were
are.
doing.
Yeah, that's what's going
Oh,
on.
okay.
Giving an update.
I'm still trying to set up my business. Other than that, I'm good. I realized since I've been doing that, I've been less stressed and worried about stuff.
That's a lot.
And if anything, I've been stressed about the business, but everything else, I'm not stressed as much
I'll take it.
or worried about anything.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
How about you,
refocus.
Charlie?
Since the last recording, I took a vacation. Um, yeah, no, that was. Did I record? Did we record right after I came back from Japan?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, yeah. So yeah, I took a vacation, and yeah, man, just trying to figure out where I'm gonna live for the next year. Got a few places to check out tomorrow. Also have a recital from my mother's daycare tomorrow, and oh shit, that's on.
It's okay. You don't edit. It's okay.
So I got that. I got a recital. I got to look at a couple places. I was looking at a bike tomorrow because I want to get into a bike. I'm just gonna take a plunge and get it. I'm having my midlife crisis now, so I figure why not just buy a motorcycle. Um, so that
You
and
remember what we learned about midlife crises?
I don't know, is it something about a bad decision being an opportunity?
No. um, I believe it was Philip McKernan who was like, midlife crises don't exist. It's just life catching up with you, and it's it
I
it
remember that.
yeah. You remember that?
Yeah, right in between a drink.
Fair, justifiable, and fair.
Yeah, that's what I've been up to.
And we have our guest, Jazzy, here today. What have you been
Hi,
up to
y'all.
in life this summer?
Dealing with lifing, you know, going to work, school, trying to lose weight because weight is unhealthy. But just kind of doing things, being happy, um, and stepping into new things, which has been refreshing.
Nice. What are you? Was it that you did?
Hmm. So for work, I work in IT. I'm a IT program manager for a defense nonprofit. Um, it's gonna give me
We need to
premature.
talk because I've been trying to get in IT for no sense.
Because I'm hiring.
I mean, Navy shit because Catalan ain't Catalan.
Cat,
That
no,
shit,
no.
that is my right
That honestly, that's what they asked me at my apprenticeship. They were like, "Oh, why do you want to leave?" I'm like, "It's overdue.
yeah,
It's long
yeah,
overdue."
yeah.
Understand, but it's a good field, just a little bit stressful because there's 100 and some employees and it's just me. But other than that,
We
it's
don't have that
I
technology.
mean,
I didn't say it. I have no representation of the company. um, but outside of that, in personal life, it's painting, it's music, it's nature, it's stepping into self, which has been my journey through these past 2 or 3 years. So Yeah, that's about it. That was really deep for an intro. My bad.
I mean,
It's okay.
this is your first time being
Mm-hmm.
on camera, so it
Whatever
makes
you want to
sense,
say.
you know. And people don't know you, people don't know about you.
That is true.
So
Do you have a
let
blog or?
I used to have a blog. The funny thing was, I used to have a blog about sex
Oh, yeah,
and
sex
intimacy,
talk.
and a Twitter, but I haven't posted it in a while, nor my photography page, which I need to get back into it. But I used to have a blog.
Fuck it. You remember it?
It's not active anymore. It's the Wix website that I took down.
Ooh. Looks like you got to put it back up.
I do. After I do some more designs that is less full of photos, I probably copyright infringement.
Ooh.
Oh,
and
yeah, yeah, that'll
bits
probably do that,
that I
yeah.
stole from SoundCloud. So
Well,
yeah,
well.
it was definitely the 2021 me,
Mm.
You know,
not the me now.
wild and carefree.
Absolutely.
Who's wild and carefree?
I is every Friday. I lied. Saturday.
I'm gonna say I can't
He
be
said
wild.
Fridays. Technically, I'm at work for at least 5 hours. So
Man, actually, we did 7 today.
7?
They almost got. They were pushing 8. I was like, man, fuck this. I'm leaving. I was like,
Why
I
were they
don't
trying
They
to
got the
do
nerve.
8?
We just, man, like we're down to very low numbers now on the line.
Oh
It's
yeah.
Like Nancy is injured.
oh,
Is
yeah, she's
she?
injured. Elias had a car accident, so he's out.
I remember that.
Oh.
Yeah.
Nabeen hurt his ribs somehow at work. I don't know what the hell he was doing.
What?
Yeah, so his shit's all bruised up.
better get
So
that work.
he's out. I mean, Maya's pregnant, not 7 months pregnant.
Right. 7.
And Nabeen was working in Foreman, so I don't know.
Oh, yeah.
Amala is fighting everybody. Gloria left, so she's no longer coming back to the line no
Of
more.
course not.
And then
She needed something more stable, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, well, that and Amala.
Oh, Amala left too?
No, I'm saying Amala caused her to leave.
Oh.
Amala started shit, so now Carla doesn't want to work on ACMA 3, so she wants to come to the kitchen, so she's putting her request with Cammy to come to the kitchen. And I'm
So
like,
much drama.
good. Rodrigo can fucking train you because I'm not doing it. I'm about to go and like just take care of the rest of the line, but I'm not going back to work on the ACMAs.
The drama. So, what are we playing today?
Yeah, what is this? What is this?
So it's a couple of cards that I got off the amazing Amazon. One of them is called Substance. For those that are on the TikTok realm, it's that tall, dark-skinned man that be interviewing people with a spatula and be asking them these questions. So it gets broken down into 3 categories. It's intimacy, mindfuck, and vulnerable. I don't think it's like couple-based or friend-based or whatever it is. I think it's just whoever you're playing with. And then we have the And, which I believe is made by a black creator. The orange deck is the friend deck, so questions that you will ask your friends, if I'm correct. Yep. So,
What's that?
the And.
Questions you would ask your friends?
Yeah, so like literally general questions like, what are my weaknesses, or what can I do better, or other stuff. I'm pretty sure there's something more creative than I could think of in those 2 seconds that you asked. And then the black cards is the couple edition, which is deeper questions. But when I play it, I even like to pull the couple edition, even if I'm not playing like as a couple with somebody, because I think it could just transfer across realms. So I think it's a fun game. I just put them all out, choose whatever category you want, and let's see how it goes.
Should we have like someone pull a card and everyone answer like one by one, or do like be like Charlie, like you pulled a question like you're specifically asking Jazzy, or like you're specifically asking me, whatever the question or topic is, or should it be like one by one everyone answers?
I think it
How
could
is
be
it-
whatever you choose.
How is it normally? Like you pull it and the question or answer or question
Yeah.
is for you who pulled it,
So
or do you ask that question of someone?
I'm gonna be honest. I never follow the rules. I always
I believe
mix it
that.
up.
I believe that.
So what I do is usually when I pick a card, I either choose a person that I want to answer or everyone can answer. The only caveat to this game is that whatever question you ask of someone, you have to answer yourself.
Oh.
So it's 2 It's two-way vulnerability in that way.
That's the way that I do the skin deep questions.
Yep.
So, yeah, I like that.
So what if you decide not to pick anyone?
Well, and you just
You
answer
the
yourself.
question yourself. I mean,
You can answer the question yourself. But if you answer the question yourself, you have to allow another person to ask you to elaborate on that answer. You have to go deeper into it. So if you say, I don't like the color purple, someone could be like, well, what childhood trauma caused you not to like the color purple?
Oh.
Or whatever it may be.
Oh.
So if you decide to answer it yourself, you have to answer it twice.
gotcha. Okay.
Yeah.
So who's going first?
Thank.
I wish we had my die here. I could just roll a
I was
d4.
gonna say, yeah, I don't have.
You have your phone.
I have my phone. I can roll a d4.
So
So
you have the die on your phone.
1,
It's just
2,
not
3, and 4. All right, cool. We gonna do this.
Okay.
We gonna do this. We gonna do this right.
Why do you those the die? You built this yourself?
The computer? Yeah.
Uh-huh. That's
That
dope.
one and the one downstairs.
I love it.
Thank you.
Charlie,
Sure.
you go first.
Okay.
Pick a card.
Let's see. What's something you're holding on to and why? So I can either answer this myself and then go into deep. How do you go into deeper if you say and why?
Well, I guess if it has Y on it, then you're already going in deeper.
Right.
But you do have to elaborate more. So whatever your answer is, someone in this room can ask a question that would make you go deeper into that question and
Okay.
into that answer.
Okay.
Or you could ask someone else that question.
Whatever you
Oh.
What's something you're holding on to and why?
Well,
Oh, everyone got there's drink, Sprite, and Coke,
Mhm.
whatever, everything.
oh yeah.
Yeah.
There's also like Jose Cuervo margarita, already pre-mixed,
Mm.
strawberry and I think pink lemonade in there.
I may have
They're
to
like
get that.
little.
I could climb over this couch.
Please, I love you. I will love you forever if you do.
What? What am I holding on to?
I'll wait till he answers.
Why did you have to pick the spiciest question?
I mean, you started talking first.
Oh, is like that?
You kind of
Is like that?
You're like
in
that
the
one kid
military,
in
you
class.
learn not
Didn't
to
we have homework?
Volunteer, and that means you don't respond, and you also don't make eye contact, and you don't say anything.
That honestly, I do know that very well.
It's Pride Month. You don't know that?
What does Pride Month have to? What?
That's like ask no questions in the military. Like back in the day, or even like until like 2000s, if someone was gay, as long as like no one asked, they didn't have to say anything. So it was like
Okay. I did not know that.
I can't remember what it's actually called.
yeah, I forgot. It's like a no ask
Yeah,
or
don't ask, don't tell.
something like that. Yeah, it'd be the opposite if like you saw something wrong.
So, Eddie.
What am I still holding on to and why? I would say
I mean,
what?
nothing.
Don't. I was gonna say you. I was gonna say, please give me an out. Please give me an out.
It doesn't say how long you've been holding on to it, because this could technically be something that happened this morning, and you're holding on to it for whatever reason. Someone cut you off. You woke up early. You woke up too late. You're mad at yourself because you forgot to do the dishes before you went to sleep last night.
I mean, you're right. Those are easy outs, and if I wasn't trying to be my authentic self, then I would take an easy out. I said if I wasn't. If I wasn't. I would say, and this might be a deeper cut than I want it to be, especially as an opener. it would most likely have to be holding more of like being upset or not want like holding on to the fact that I want to hear my dad tell me that he is proud of me or that he understands the road that I'm going down. Because it's one thing for a man to be emotionally available. It's another thing for a man to be emotionally intelligent and emotionally available. And sometimes it feels like my dad doesn't have that emotional availability, which is very difficult being the oldest and sharing his name. Because obviously I want to make my dad proud. I want to, do right by him. I want to do right by my family. And I distinctly remember something that he told me when I was a kid. Like, I told him that I wanted to be just like him. He's said, no, be better than me. As a kid, I didn't know what that meant. Even as the 16-year-old kid that got moved to Virginia, to Manassas Park, Virginia, I still didn't know what that meant. If anything, I resented him. Probably. Most likely. And now I don't have the fear of being punished looming over my head to speak my mind and my emotions. But that feeling of that thing of like, I don't know if he's proud of me or not, still looms over my head. Looms over my head more so than any punishment that could have came out of it.
Has he ever shown that physically, or are you looking for actual verbal confirmation instead of the assumptions of his physical actions?
Physically, no. At least not the way that I would want it to be. I think that's really what the thing is. Verbally, no.
Gotcha.
It's like this past conversation. Actually, for context, a conversation even prior to, I sat down and I was talking to him like one-on-one, no, like just nothing in between. And he had told me that no one should, like, he shouldn't be the reason that I go out and do something or not do something. Fast forward to, I think it was like last week or so. I was telling him how I was gonna go ahead and still go and do the apprenticeship, but I'm not really that interested. And he's asking why, and I'm like, I don't want to work for anyone else. And so he asks me, like, why didn't I tell him when I was in college or when I was 18 that I wanted to be an entrepreneur? And it's like, Dad, that's not how this works. That's not how life works. We as people change. Things change around us that force us to change or not. And I told him that I didn't know it at the time. And he's like, well, what do you want to do? I'm like, truth be told, I don't know. And I wish I had told him this then, but now it's like, it's that feeling of pure potential that is sitting and waiting to be used. And I don't know where to use it. And the thing that makes it difficult is that I don't know whether or not to follow down my dad's footsteps and go ahead and work to support my family, to support like my future kids down the road, and do it in a much more effective way now because I'm getting paid more and I'm making better moves than he had when he was essentially coming up. Or I take the knowledge and information that I was given by reading books like Rich Dad Poor Dad, like Cash Flow Quadrant, like Power of Positive Thinking, all of these books that provide this different aspect of knowledge that show that there is a life that is vastly different than the one that I'm living. And if I try, not even if I try, if I go ahead and I apply the principles that are in this book, I'll end up being in a completely different place than where my parents are. The problem is that that's nowhere near where my parents are. I'm going to be in completely uncharted territory. So, would they be proud of me for that? Would they be proud of me for the fact that I would just go about my days, weeks, months, years, working day in, day out, taking occasional vacations, you know, like being in the rat race, as Robert Kiyosaki put it? Would they be proud of that? I don't know. And that Philip McKernan had also said that the biggest fear isn't public speaking, it's the fear of being unloved. Being not knowing whether we are going to be accepted for who we are. And that hit me in so many different ways. And yeah, that's probably like one of the bigger things that I'm holding on to. And the why.
You hit on a big point. I think a lot of people measure proud when it comes to like people around them and what they're able to attain, i.e. in status and money and everything. And I had that problem, especially with my dad, with him being in the military, grabbing all these ranks, his constant telling me like, oh, you got a job? Okay, apply for more. Let's see what else you can get. Like to keep going and keep going. So I always teeter-tottered with the pain of feeling like my dad was never proud of me, to like even to the point of at my graduation he did a simple nod and it broke me out into tears at my high school graduation, just him nodding and acknowledging you did this. But I had to bring it down that proudness and success isn't always measured in what you've done and what you obtained. Sometimes I think we negate the fact that we are our parents' children, and they can just be proud that we're living, that we're breathing, that we have a house, that we're not out doing drugs and everything. So I think that's another source of proudness that we could seek from our parents. And I don't think a lot of people ask their parents like, what are you proud of? I think it's an answer that could surprise a lot of people.
Do I get to pick a card now?
Yep.
Because that hurt. That hurt.
Let's say probably both. I couldn't remember which one you wanted.
Oh, I thought you got one for you, baby.
Oh no, I need to drink some water. My head hurts like a
I'll
bee.
take it.
Oh no. Wait, what if I want the watermelon? I'll take the pink one.
You literally just drink moonshine.
Yeah.
Got my water. Crazy. Did you choose a card?
No, I did not. You know what? Let's go with this one.
So this is what now?
This is
That's
the
friend
and.
one.
That's the friend one.
Yep, and this is the friend one. What was your first impression of me that you never told me? Jasmine.
I knew it was coming.
I was like, he
knew it
can't
was
choose
coming.
me.
I mean, I would definitely could.
You know what I was gonna say.
There was a couple first impressions.
We did have multiple, didn't
There
we?
was a couple first impressions.
We had like 4 or something.
Let's see. It was on the bus. I wasn't gonna say it because I was tired with sleep in my eye. But he's new because you lived in my neighborhood. The gated
That's
community.
right.
With
Yes.
the passes.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, okay. And you were very like quiet. Your demeanor and like the way you handled yourself was totally different from like the other kids that were on the bus. So it's kind of like we had a silent understanding because eventually it went from you were like a seat behind me or a seat in front of me to you would just sit there, but we wouldn't say a lick of a word. We would just sit there in silence, and it was okay.
Oh my god.
I do not remember this. I don't remember a lick of this.
And then the second one, and no shade at all. I was like, oh shit, he talks because you were dating, because you were dating my friend Arish. That's the second time that I got.
You don't even remember this
my
person.
second impression. Because she came into the classroom excited as shit with like a huge teddy bear.
Do you even remember this girl?
What was her name?
Oh my god.
Oh my. The one that's dating Christian Sawala now. She.
He was a hoe.
Low key, maybe. Low key, maybe. I don't remember this. I don't remember this at all.
You just remember the girl you dated in band, and that's it?
I remember the very first girl that not so much dated. Well, no.
The first girl you dated in Manassas Park.
The first girl I dated in Manassas Park. God, I gotta put all of this shit out. The first was I was
you
just
can
interested.
Names. You don't have to
I
read
know.
this whole thing.
Catacombs.
Yeah.
But I was interested in this one girl because I went to homecoming my very first year down there because we didn't have homecoming in Rochester. And we were a brand new high school. So we didn't have any of that stuff. But the girl that I was interested in was Erin. Very
Neither of y'all remember no one from high school.
She like glasses, bit pudgier than normal.
Normal high school.
Normal
girl.
high school girls,
Was
I
she
should say.
dating?
No, she wasn't actually.
Oh.
But I remember like a couple people were like, "Nah, don't associate with her. She's weird." And I'm like, "But that's like my whole thing. Like my whole thing is being weird, and now I see someone that's weird, and all of my weird friends were back in Rochester, so." I already made a reputation being in Rochester, being the weird guy. And then I come down here, and apparently I'm the cool guy? That's weird to me. So, it was Aaron, and then we had a falling out, and then it was you.
No, it was someone else
It was
before me.
Someone else?
Yes, it was Arish before Kayla.
Arish.
Yes.
She just said.
Positive. I remember standing outside with.
It is nothing against you.
Best time in his life at the time,
Well,
and he.
Oh my
She
god.
is fine. She is married in love with a baby and 2 dogs.
oh, that's
she
good.
is just fine.
That's good.
Maybe I went out for like a week. That's why you don't remember or something.
I don't know, but she was the happiest little thing.
Sorry, let's get back to your answer.
But that was it. Like I just
So weird.
saw you in a different light than the other high school students. There was a substance to you, not
Mhm.
just who can I talk to, what can I be in, and who can I fuck or who can I smoke.
Mm.
So
Mm.
yeah, there was a deepness to you, and I felt like I had a friendship, although we never officially cultivated a friendship. It
Fair.
said it was a friendship,
Fair.
but there was a friendship there. It was just unspoken.
Ooh, dropped near.
I know.
The Triforce.
Did I say something right? Is one of the goddesses from you? But yeah, that was my first impression, and it hasn't deviated. It hasn't weird. Like I've seen you like grow and go through times, and especially dating the love of my life, Kayla over here.
Mm.
Super proud, super proud. And just astonished of like how the storyline goes, because I can honestly say like you're one of my closest friends, but
Aw.
up until like us getting grown and like hanging out together, I can
Mm.
say I spoke maybe less than 30 sentences to you the whole time of us being in high school.
That makes sense.
But you were still a close friend to me.
That makes sense.
So yeah.
That's crazy.
Oh my god.
I
You
definitely.
do not know who this girl is.
I don't.
Like
I remember.
blonde,
I remember.
medium height, kind of pudgy. She fits your narrative. Weird as fuck.
She said it could be anybody.
Blonde?
Could be
She
anybody.
was blonde, like
Blonde?
dirty blonde.
Dirty blonde.
Like, shoulders to the hair.
Was she white?
She was white. Yeah.
She was your last white girl, honey.
I figured she was white with the dirty blonde. Like,
Yeah.
naturally
No.
natural.
Yeah.
No,
She
I
had some
def-
hips on her. Small waist. She was a weirdo.
Was she in
talked about
history?
boob, like every quarter.
Oh.
In our grade.
She was in our
She
grade.
was in our grade.
Yeah, because that name
Oh.
doesn't sound familiar to me at all.
Yeah.
It's okay. I got a yearbook at home.
Mm-hmm.
I'm looking.
I
At
guess.
Look
I
at
guess.
it.
I guess.
No,
we'll-
I don't have Facebook.
That's-
I got a Facebook,
No,
but I don't know
it's
how to
just-
spell that.
It's just crazy. It's crazy. Like I distinctly remember dating
Maybe
three.
y'all didn't date. Maybe y'all just talked. but
Maybe
Yeah.
that's
She
what
was
it
crazy
was.
enough to say that y'all were dating. She
Oh.
was a little
Mm.
Oh,
spirally.
so
You must
like
have been really nice to her. She was like, Keith likes me.
Like you brought her a bear. Like she carried the stick.
What grade was this?
I think
It must have been like,
sophomore.
yeah. It must have been his like
sophomore?
10th.
I was I was a
It was kind of
sophomore.
expensive back then, man.
I
You
was-
wasn't working.
I actually did work. The first year that I moved down here, I worked at the Prince William County Fairgrounds
Okay.
as a
Oh my
gate
God,
attendant.
Yeah.
And I got a decent stipend from that too. I think I got like
Like as a
almost-
teenager? Like,
yeah,
not
almost
bad.
$1,000 from that
Mm,
Yeah.
that's nice.
for
After my-
five,
bills.
6 days.
That's not
It was a
bad at
decent
all.
amount, decent amount of time.
You did that for a few summers too.
No, I just did it for the one because I tried to go back the next year and they were like, "We're not doing that anymore."
Yeah, they're probably because they paid you too much. They're like, wait a minute, paying us these high schoolers
Yeah, literally,
$1,000 a week.
man. But yeah, no, I don't. I feel bad because I don't remember this at all.
He had a whole Kiki Palmer moment. He was like,
Whole
sorry to that man.
Who? like I distinctly remember. Aaron. I remember Kayla, and Addie was the other one, and that was it. From what I remember,
Gotcha.
that was it. Wow, that's crazy.
Well, Jazzy, it's your turn.
Okay. I have to ask the question in reverse because I'm curious. Because
Oh,
I'm a
no.
totally different person from high school.
Yeah. So, okay. From the first, I think it was the first time that I like actively saw you.
Mhm.
Like I remember not approaching you because you were very, very lively
Oh.
and like yes,
Oh.
yeah. That's what, like I think it was just the fact that you were hanging out with your friends.
You also
Yeah.
had a
But
lot
you
of
were-
friends.
You were
A lot of
like.
friends. We all remember
It
high
seemed-
school differently.
It seems like you did. Because I remember seeing you, and for some reason I remember you with like short hair, with like hair that was like here,
I did. Yeah.
and like I remember us like being cordial towards each other. And
Right.
like I'm like, you know, she seems cool. She seems very extroverted. I should stay away from her.
Not me scaring you. I am so sorry.
Because I didn't want to be, you know, ironically enough, in middle school, I had a similar experience where I was friends with like an extroverted person. She was like, "Oh, I need to take you and have you become the social butterfly you've always meant to be," and I'm like, "No, I hate that." And it turns out I became exactly that. And I was friends with everybody in middle school into high school. And then I come down here and I'm like, no one knows me. I can just slink off into the corner. Cool. And then I got the eyes from coaches like, you're big as shit. Get over here. It's like, no. Except for the basketball coach. I was down for basketball. But I was scared, but also like I barely remember high school. So I remember that initial like she's very out there, which I respect, but I'm gonna slink off into my little corner and be sad that I'm not in Rochester anymore. Yeah.
I didn't know it was that out there. I had like my circle at the morning table, which was like Andrea and a couple of band people, the people in band, and I hated the whole cheer team because they were, I'm gonna say my language.
Woes.
Woes?
Woes.
Yes, they were huge woes and mean and racist. So
that much I did not know.
It was bad on there, but I did not consider myself to. I thought I was in my corner.
I think high school everybody thought that they were in their corner.
Right. Away.
Oh, there's Charlie's thinking face again.
No thoughts.
No thoughts? Are you sure?
Very.
Oh, it's my turn. Okay.
It is indeed your turn.
That tastes like candy.
It does taste like candy.
Yeah, they're dangerous.
Like a watermelon Jolly Rancher.
What are they, like 6%
Yeah.
or the 8%?
Something like that, but they just taste like candy.
That says 10%.
9.9.
I could drink that whole thing.
Whenever I was stressed when I lived with my roommate, we would go to the ABC store and just grab like 6 of
Chug,
these.
chug,
And
chug.
we taking them in the car.
In the car?
We lived like right down the street from the ABC store.
I mean...
It's like 3 minutes away. And all we would do is go back home and stumble up the stairs. Alright, vulnerable. Let me do that one. What is a chance you wish you took? You, sir.
Ooh.
Chance I wish I took. I wish that I actually went to VCU for animation instead of just
This is new information.
cheating myself out of it.
This is new Charlie lore. I did not know that about you.
Oh yeah, no.
No.
Yeah, I'm an art student.
Why didn't you go?
Snap.
I felt like it was gonna be hard work, and at
Makes
the
sense.
time, I wasn't really invested. I knew that I would go down there and just flunk out, party, do whatever. So I just was like, I got time. I'll put that portfolio together eventually. And then it was like 4 months left. I got time. I'll freak it. It's fine. 3 months left. 2 months. 1 month left. Like, try again next year. And then my mom was like, how about we go to breakfast tomorrow? Like, oh yeah, that'd be cool. I was working at like some like bullshit job just to have something to be doing. I think it was like the Christmas store in the mall or something like that.
Wow.
And, she was like, let's go out for breakfast. We haven't, had no family time.
That's scary.
Yeah.
That's scary.
Yeah,
That's
I'm
code.
I'm like, oh yeah, I'm like playing, like, I think I was planning to play in Halo or something at the time. Like, yeah, that sounds great. And the next day we went to breakfast, like a nice expensive breakfast. I don't even remember where we went, but that shit was expensive. It tasted great. And like, I get back in, I'm playing on my Game Boy, and we pull up to the next spot. I'm like, look, I'm using my peripheral because my Pikachu is getting it in right now, and using my peripheral, I'm like, this ain't home. And I look up and it's like the recruiting office for the Air Force. She's like, oh yeah, you're taking the ASVAB today. I wanted you to make sure you got a good breakfast. You're charged up and ready to do this.
Wow.
I was like, so I went in there and I was like, did it, and the dude was like, you can be whatever you want to be. I was like, I'm fucking out of here. Look, I'm signing up for automotive technology and making tech. I signed up for that shit the very next day. I went down there and did that. But I feel like had I went to VC, like I had friends down there. Or like when I started high school, a lot of people I made friends with. A lot of my friends from middle school went to other schools, so I started high school basically by myself, kinda. So I made friends with a lot. I ended up making friends with a lot of seniors. So after the following year, they left. They went. A lot of them went to VCU. So I had people there that was waiting on me to come. I just flaked on that shit.
What you doing now?
With the knowledge that I have now, back then, what I want to say no. However, not one of them hoes is doing anything with that degree they got down there. So it's like, I'm dead free right now. So,
Yeah.
Okay.
I was gonna
that's
say
nice.
that.
That's
I'm a-
real nice.
Tech where Keith works at, process tech. But yeah, I don't think. I think that being debt free for like the early years of my life, going into the workforce, I got lucky. I will say that because I did not stay in automotive very long, but I don't think I would recommend it to other people. Like my daughter's kind of going through that right now, and just being supportive, you know, saying what but yeah, I don't think that was. Even now, I think maybe I should have went through with it and got that degree, but
Yeah.
when none of my paycheck goes toward fucking Freddie Mae.
Felt.
I was gonna say that because at least you knew that about yourself, that you would have wasted. You knew you would have wasted your time and just partied it up, and so at least you didn't just go to college to go like some people do, and you didn't waste any money. You don't have any debt to pay back, and you're like, I'm not even using that degree, and I didn't pay attention to them classes. So at least like you were in the mindset to be like, I'm not gonna do any of that. I shouldn't even waste my time. So on the plus side, even though that may be one of your regrets in life, is it really?
Silver lining. Is it making my turn?
Or we could skip you since you already went. You just can't legend.
Go ahead, Kay, that's fine.
Yes.
Keep your roll low.
What is this one again?
Vulnerable?
Mindfuck. Intimacy.
No, I just meant this right here.
Vulnerable. You want one?
Oh, sure, yeah.
Okay.
I know I was gonna do one of these, but I was like, I want a black card. What trait of yours tends to push people away? I was gonna choose Charlie for mine, but I can't because you just chose Charlie.
You can do whatever you want to do.
I know, but I feel bad because you already answered for him twice.
Sometimes how the cookie crumbles.
Yeah, I was planning on choosing you when I finally got a card. Okay, I'll still go with you. I'm sorry.
I was trying to be nonchalant. Surely she won't pick me. What was the question?
What trait of yours tends to push people away?
I don't think I have one, or at least if I do, I'm not self-aware enough to know that I have one. I do. I have the ability to not reach out ever. Straight radar quiet. Just, and it's not like I'm like ignoring anyone specifically. It's just I don't know if I quite want to go with that. It's like just enjoying being in the moment. It wasn't always like that. Catalan kind of pushed hard on that, when they wanted us to not answer our phones, and I had like everybody when their phone vibrates or charm anything, you face right in it. So I was like, in order for me to not be tempted to look at my phone, I just need to put it on silent. And when it goes on silent, I don't ever remember to take it off silent, so I just don't hear messages, phone calls. You guys have called several times when you're on the way, and I just don't answer.
Mm-hmm.
And then the doorbell rings, and I'm like, who the fuck is that?
I know. When I saw that FedEx sticker out your door, I was like, I know he did not.
Yes, he did. But yeah, I've heard feedback from people who think that I'm just don't like them, or we're fighting for something about something, and I totally have no idea. It's because I'm just in my own little bubble.
See, that just means. Oh, go ahead.
If you wanted me to answer that, I would actually answer the same thing, but for a different reason. Like for me, I'm bad at reaching out to people as well. And it's not like any of that actually. It's just because in my head, I assume you don't like me that much for me to reach out to you as often as I do with the 5 people I do talk to, like every day or every 2 days. Or I assume that even when I think about it, I'm like, oh, I should reach out to so-and-so. I haven't talked to them in months. I'm like, yeah, but they probably hate me at this point. They probably do think I hate them because it's been so long that I've talked to them. Like they're probably really mad at me. Why are you looking at me?
You know exactly why I'm
You're
looking
distracting.
at you. You know exactly why I'm looking at you.
You are distracting. But that's, for me, it's the same thing. I fear, like, even if they probably don't think that way about me, but in my head, I'm like, they probably don't even think about me at all anyway. Then every now and then, that person that I was thinking about does reach out to me and asks me how's life being and tells me I should reach out more. We should get together. I'm like, oh, I didn't know you still had me on your phone. Actually, I didn't know you liked me still. I thought I was an asshole. Oh. So for me, especially with being a military kid and moving around a lot, it's like I have friends or have people in my life, but because I don't talk to people or communicate that often, I'm like, oh, actually, I'm not exactly friends with that person anymore. I left them back in 2006 when I moved away from that place. I just move and get new friends instead of keeping up with friends I already had. That's like one of my bad habits. And I feel bad when someone from an old state does reach out to me because before last year, I had the same number my whole life. So if someone wanted to reach out to me, they could, right? So I feel bad if someone from New Mexico wanted to reach out to me and I'm like, oh, hi, how's life after like 6 years I haven't heard from you, and then for me, another thing I tend to do often is you say something to me that I don't know how to respond to, I just won't respond to it. And sometimes that doesn't go very well.
Like you'll just continue on with the conversation like it was never asked?
No. I won't respond.
Like at all?
Like at all. Nothing. Just leave you on red.
I will leave you on red if you say something and I'm like, I don't know how to respond to that.
Can you tell that this is infuriating?
I've gotten better at communicating things, especially like feelings and things like that. Obviously, I just said that whole thing on camera. I don't know if I care, and I don't really care who knows anymore. But I think mostly I've gotten better at communicating with my husband. But okay, my best friend knows that about me too. But there might be some other people in my life who don't know this about me as well. But sorry, I lost my train of thought. Yeah, I was just gonna say I feel bad because then if those people come back into my life and try to talk to me, I do this thing where I don't even respond if you say something. Like for example, an old best friend from about 2000s that I had in New Mexico reached out to me 2019, 2020, something like that, and was asking how I was, what's going on, and then she drops that she had cancer. And I was like, oh, what do I say to that? Because certain situations like illnesses, or if someone passed away, people don't want you to say, oh, I'm so sorry, or I bet that's tough to hear. They're like, duh, what'd you say that for? And I'm like, because I don't know what to say, honestly. Like, so then I don't. And then sometimes that leads to you never hearing back from that person again. Or in a few days later, and I'll just be like, well, hey, how you doing now? Like, I will not bring that subject back up.
I think it just depends on if they know you're genuine or not. Because some people you can tell, like if you tell that to a coworker, they're just like, "Oh, I'm so sorry," instead of if you like do it with a genuine friend. But I get the sentiment. It's hard to say, like, what do I say in this instance?
Yeah.
Yeah, because you don't know what the person is looking for. Are they just looking for an ear, or are they just looking for sympathy, or whatever it may be?
Even though that's still something I'm bad at, like that was 20-year-old Kayla. Well, now it's 28-year-old Kayla. Like I may give a different response if like an old best friend told me they had cancer, like they had to get over this thing. You know, well, still to this day, like if you said something to me and I was like, okay, I don't really know how to respond to that. You want ice cream? I don't know what to do. I would, like, I remember this one time we were all at a bar and my brother was going through a bad breakup. I was like, you want me to order you some wings, my bro? Like,
that's love, though. That's
I didn't know how to respond. Sorry, Charlie, yeah, I guess it's your turn again.
Ooh.
Did you finish it?
Oh yeah, no, I
What's
finished
wrong
it.
with you?
Jesus.
What is something you want to accomplish before death?
Good.
Jazz.
What I want to accomplish before death.
Oh, I didn't want to mix them up.
I was hoping if we keep stacking them, the camera will see it.
Peace with solitude. And realizing the difference between lonely and alone.
Say, hang on a second. Say that again for the people in the back. Oh.
Yeah, peace with solitude.
Peace in solitude or peace with?
With.
I thought you said peace in solitude. Either one is good.
Either one works, but
Either one does work. And the difference between being lonely and being alone.
Yep. There are, especially with me being like single for this long, and me being the only family member that's here. Like I have a brother here, but he's in jail, and y'all know that whole dynamic. But being the only one here and having such a small group of friends, I sometimes get in the moments where I'm either like really happy or my home just is homing and I feel really comfortable that I want to share it. And I either want to share it with a friend or I either want to share it in an intimate space, but I want to get to the point where I can provide that for myself. And I don't know what this is rated. But
I don't think we have a rating quite yet. I know we have been avoiding cussing a little bit, so we're stuck kind of, I guess, in the PG-13 range so far. We haven't had any we haven't went crazy weird.
Yeah. There was that time you talked about that party though.
The Black Rose party, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but we didn't go into detail or anything like that.
Correct. Yeah, we didn't.
Still feel like we're almost PG-13, but we could. I mean,
Yeah, I think it's
PG-13. We can put it wherever you want to go.
So
take it to its limit.
I just want to be at a point before death to where I will want people around me, but if there's no one around, not having the craving to have someone there for me to fill those voids of where I want someone there, just my presence alone. So if it's a friend, I'm the one friend to myself that's not going anywhere. If it's intimacy, I sleep with myself every night. I look in the mirror every day, and if I need something, I'll give myself some love. So just being okay in the fact that solitude is okay, and everything is okay to be shared, but everything is not meant to be shared. Some moments you need to be alone in. So that's definitely the mindset that I'm working towards and that I want to be solidified in before death.
That's good.
That's
So
nice. I like
good.
that, yeah.
So good. And that's so hard. That's so hard to.
Extremely. And I know I see a lot of people online, especially these people that are influencers of like self love and being okay with yourself. They project that once they do it, it is absolute. Nothing in life is completely absolute. You're gonna have waves and turns and dips and everything. Um, I think true like acceptance and being at that point is just knowing when you're having those moments and not punishing yourself for it. I think that's the difference, and knowing how to navigate those moments. But I don't think there's a single person in this world that wakes up every single day and it's just like, I'm here. Shit, I'm good with myself. Or I have everything figured out. I just don't think that exists, and I don't think it's supposed to exist, because if the world was a utopia, we were all, in my mind, we wouldn't be living. It would kind of be depressing if everything was just okay, if everything was just monotonous in my head. So, yeah.
There was something that I think Kayla had showed me, where it was like self care and self love isn't pretty. It's not cute. It's not photogenic. It's ugly. It's raw. It's something that is so undeniably forceful, almost. Like, where it's like you don't want to do it because it borderline hurts. But that's where, past that hurt, is the healing. It's the acceptance. It's the love that is beyond the pain. And pain is meant to be there for growth, for becoming something bigger and better than who you were the day before. Sometimes that pain is rough. It sucks. But pain isn't meant to be forever. Pain isn't forever. It's temporary. And when you realize that pain is temporary, that means that you're able to see over the pain. You're able to accept and love the parts of you that have made it through that pain, that have made it through, and can now see that that made me better because of it.
Yeah. Pain is also a catalyst. It's a response to something. So even down to like even the how the body works. You cut yourself, you scab up, you're preventing disease. But what people don't notice is that you cut yourself, so now you know not to run into that object again. You know that the presence of that object is there. So I definitely believe that growth in itself, some people say growth like it's all bad, but growth can be good. Hell, it could have, you can have a good habit that doesn't serve you anymore. It could be good, but it just doesn't serve you anymore, so you let it go. For then something to come in its place. So I think it's just all perspective, but I think the narrative that's being painted now about like self-growth and healing is that who you are at this moment is just something low and down and not like worth goodness, or that you're doing something inherently bad, but I truly can't believe that.
I'm with you on that, actually. Because if you're at your lowest, that means that that you're in the midst of growth. You're in the midst of changing.
Yep.
And like I said before, sometimes, more times than not, it's not pretty.
No.
It's not a good thing to be in the middle of change, but it's necessary.
That was a good one. I like that question.
Man. Whew. That gave me chills. I like that. I like that one.
Chills are a good thing.
Whose turn is next?
Is it mine?
Yes, it is definitely
Let's
yours.
go with intimacy.
Oh no.
In her
This one.
first marriage.
I actually let mature. You'll notice slightly more earthy tones. Don't mind them.
Okay.
Earthy tones.
I thought you
Oh yes, yes it is. This bowl gets a little steamy.
Earthy tones. You fuck yeah.
What's the tone of the earth? Is it dirt? Is it a tree?
It's open to one's interpretation.
Oh, speaking of dirt, guess who's doing composting? Vermin composting. Yeah.
You told me the last time when I looked you up. I was like, what's that box on top of 7-Eleven cups?
Yeah.
Science
Yeah.
project.
Honestly, yeah. And it's going well now. Going so much better than I had initially thought. Hmm?
Don't you have to use worms?
And he hates worms.
Oh.
He hates bugs.
I hate bugs.
Do they escape?
No,
Noted.
because they have their own they have plenty of food.
Yeah. They have no reason to try and get
No
out.
reason
Yeah.
to try and escape, except for the time where it got knocked over.
I was about to say that because
And
there was
so they burrowed down.
there was a storm and they ended up coming off of the little 7-Eleven cups.
Mhm.
Like the storm was really bad and we're out there trying to get everything and he hates worms and I'm fine with it. I'm like, they're
Right.
earthworms. It's whatever.
Oh, I was sitting there like,
Just trying to get them with the cups and stuff like that and getting them back in. I was like, that's way too many worms out of their place. Go.
But the 7-Eleven cups are made from paper,
Yeah.
so
the range.
they would absorb water
Yeah.
and eventually they would just buckle and
Yeah.
fold.
Okay.
So I went ahead and got styrofoam cups from work.
Mhm.
Haven't moved since.
There we go.
So
Who's bill was
I think
it?
it's Jazzy's turn to choose.
Oh, I thought she. Oh no. Okay.
But yeah, you were about
No,
to pull
no,
from
just trying to
intimacy, and then we walked out.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, I was going to tell you. So I called Centerville and Annandale. So Annandale, they're like, they don't do reservations, but they're not really busy. But they said right now they're not busy. At 8 o'clock, she was like, I can't guarantee anything. I was like, girl, I know. And at the Centerville location, I forgot they only do reservations for 7 or more people.
Damn.
Yeah, so we're like, I was saying, do you guys want to risk it or do you want to go somewhere else? And then Jazzy reminded us about the new Korean place here in Woodbridge, near
Stonebridge. They said
yeah, in Stormbridge.
Where
Yeah.
trains used to be. Fire camp.
Oh yeah, I've been there.
Mhm.
Oh, yeah, that's cool.
You want to just go there and stuff?
They have
Closer.
A DJ today.
They get busy.
Do they get just as busy?
They get busy.
Mm-hmm.
Like
Yeah.
2 hour, 2.5 hour wait busy.
No, it's funny. We went grocery shopping before this, and the Lidl is right next to the new Honey Pig in Manassas, and it was busy. I was like, all these people over here having lunch at Honey Pig in the middle of the day.
I've never been to Honey Pig.
It's not bad. I went for prom. We went to Honey
Yeah,
Pig
they-
after
Fancy
prom.
for prom. Just went to IHOP.
it was the first
You know I'm
honey pig I'd
bougie.
ever been to. It was like our
Same.
3rd or 4th.
That was like my second time being there.
It's like going to the melting
I can't
pot.
remember how many dates we've been on by then,
Right.
but
I didn't even go to homecoming.
You didn't go to your homecoming.
Fuck no. I didn't go to homecoming, prom, senior pictures, senior skip day. Fuck all that shit.
How'd
I
you
was
not
like-
do senior picture?
You said
You skipped
I
that
wasn't
motherfucker.
here.
Yeah, I was like, I'm ghost. Like, hey, I don't have no picture. I have no identity.
You're just a name
I
in your
got
book.
I got report cards. That's it. That's the only thing that knows I was in fucking high school.
I went to
And the
her.
teachers that hate me.
I went to her prom. She went to mine.
Oh, that's nice.
So I went to 2 proms.
So,
That's why when you said you went to the homecoming, I had this look on my
Oh,
face
we're
like
not
you.
together.
No. When he said that he went to homecoming when he moved here, I was like, I didn't go to homecoming when I got to Manassas Park. I didn't have no friends but her, so I didn't go to homecoming. Literally, I moved to Manassas Park like the week of homecoming. I was like, I ain't got no dress, I ain't got no nothing. I just moved here. I'm supposed to be at homecoming at my other school. They was expecting me.
I thought I was hallucinating when I saw you.
You're like that. Who did
That
not
was. I
tell me
was
she
gonna
was
say that
moving.
was the next year.
Because I was just walking the hallway and I saw you and I was like, that's not her. And then I saw you again. I was like, oh, it is her.
No, it's just when you said that you went to the homecoming right when you moved here. I was like, I didn't go to homecoming right when I moved here. I have no friends but one, and I just moved. What do you mean you went to homecoming? Crazy.
I had to beg my parents to go to homecoming.
Wow.
Like beg.
It was also your first time going, so I'm like, I get it, begging. Yeah.
Mhm. And then when we went,
It was a whole thing.
my mom. I think it was my mom who was like, "Oh yes, go, please go. It'll be fun." I was like, All right, now this
She
is
fell out
different.
the house
This
week?
no,
That day?
no. She actually,
Oh,
they were. It wasn't that they were disproving, but it was more like skeptical
okay.
because I think you were the very first girl that I brought home.
I think I was also your first black girl.
That too.
So this whole Reach thing is starting to check out more and more. As we go
More
on.
and more.
Well, I guess so.
No defense, girl. No.
None.
I'm gonna go home and look into your book like, who?
Right?
Who has Facebook? We can pull her up.
I mean, technically, I do.
Remember, clear as day.
For real.
A happy camper.
Dead.
I genuinely do not.
I'm
I feel so
dead.
bad.
Oh, you should. You should feel like a womanizer. Where's my belt?
You shut up.
You're like my mom. Every time we're watching something on TV and like the kids are acting bad, she was like, that is irking me. Where's my belt? I'm gonna whip my kid right now just because of that.
Shit.
I'm like, I didn't do anything. I'm watching the same show
To whoop people.
with you.
Oh,
I'm like,
she got an
ma'am.
itchy finger or itchy hand.
I'm like, I haven't been whooped since I was 6 years old.
Just her.
Oh man.
Man,
Where's
just
my last whooping?
me too. Yeah, I remember mine.
Yeah.
So, someone want to pull a card?
I mean, Jasmine was
I was
pulling the
supposed to pull
intimacy
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
My bad. Hold on.
You're trying to prove to us
Girl,
that
I don't think
Reed's
you can
not a
actually
part of
find
her-
this girl. Maybe I should just
No,
leave
No,
her
I
on your
found
mind.
it. I'm
imagination.
trying to find a photo of her just standing by herself.
Mm.
But she got a photo with her husband and on
I mean,
everything.
that's fine too. We can see him. Is he fine?
Okay.
He's okay. Dang.
She said, he's alright. You know, she met him in Manassas Park. You know,
Literally.
she got the best of the litter.
No, let me.
She didn't have
She's
no-
all sweet.
not one picture of her by herself. Like, ma'am, you didn't post your wedding photo of you by yourself.
I mean, you know.
Oh no, I do remember them. They fucked at our senior picnic.
They did.
I remember that.
was them.
That was them.
Oh.
I remember that. I remember everyone was talking about it because eventually everyone was like, "Where's so and so?" I never knew their names, but they were always together. They were inseparable. But yeah, everyone was like, "Where's such and so?" Like I saw them earlier in the boats, and everyone was like, "Oh yeah, we heard them in the boats." And was
That's crazy.
like they're off to, like, to the side for the senior
Okay.
picnic. I was
I
like,
remember her face.
Oh wow.
I was like, everyone do
remember
say
her
the
face.
band geeks. are
Congratulations.
I
Remember her face?
I remember her face.
Fuck.
I remember them both. I remember them. They were always together.
I didn't know that was the couple that fucked at the senior trip.
Mm-hmm.
I do remember his. I remember his face too.
Then again, I was just trying to paddle boat and see turtles. So they had a river where you can like get on.
You know what would be funny?
Yeah, they allowed us to
I
get on
figured
boats.
there was no sexual innuendos with that. I figured it was very innocent.
I was extremely innocent.
Oh, this is your.
So
Wow,
Which is
that's good for
hilarious.
them. I'm glad they got
it makes
married.
no sense
It doesn't.
at all.
Like I was probably like the most out there
Mhm.
because in high school I decided like, you know what would be good?
Mhm.
Let's read 50 Shades of Grey.
Oh, why?
In
high
public.
school? No.
In public?
In
You're
public.
bold.
No, I read
I
it on my
was.
phone.
That-
I read it on my phone.
Yale's sophistication.
Thank you.
I'm here for you.
Thank you.
I don't think I read it in high school. I think
Yeah,
I
no,
read
I
it
read-
after.
I
high school.
remember
and I read it
showing-
on my phone.
I remember showing you the book. You were like, "What? What are
You?
you doing?"
You?
Mm-hmm. I was like, "Why not? It's a decent book."
So you read the book? Did you see the movie?
No,
Oh,
I saw
Okay.
the first one, and I was like, I'm not watching the rest.
I can't. I remember hearing how bad it was. I'm like, no, I'm not into it then.
I'm sorry. Stella got a group back tops 50 Shades. In
I
terms
love
of the
that
sex
show.
scene department.
Mm.
Stella got a group back. Tops
Damn,
it. That
I was
sex
mad
scene
that-
was something else.
Mm. I was mad that show ended.
It's a movie. Really.
No, the show. I was talking
There's a
about.
show? There's a show for Stella got a group back?
I'm fucking with
Yeah,
I'm just not
Yeah, they
hearing
did
about
a-
the movie.
yeah. It came back around. They did a
Same
show on
cast?
Netflix.
Oh, for real?
God,
Same
no.
people?
Not the same cast.
No,
Because
never mind, I don't care then.
the movie was
Whoop.
from 2000. It was.
God
I'm
damn.
surprised you don't know about it because it got your boy in it. That's where I
Uh-oh.
first seen him.
Secret's
Anthony
come out.
Ramos is in
Uh-oh.
Stella Got Her Groove Back.
It's supposed to be a black man.
She's a black guy, a Hispanic guy, a white guy. She got her groove back with several guys.
Alright.
And Anthony
Okay.
Ramos is one of them.
Okay, so
That's
I'm
where I
blaming
first
for
seen him.
Anthony Ramos.
Mm-hmm.
Model.
Mm-hmm.
What were we talking about?
You pick
Pick
an
a card.
intimacy card.
You picking your card.
What's one thing you would say to a person who broke your heart? Miss Vanna. I know that look like
No, fine. No, because each of these, I already start thinking of the answer in case someone calls my name. So I was already thinking about it. You know, honestly, in my woe days, I was the heartbreaker for most of my relationships. My husband is proof.
I'm gonna say this. Lots of tension right here. I felt it go up my spine.
It's thick.
Like, start to allow us like my, you know, tinnitus was real strong on the right side. Let me turn it down a few.
I can really only think of one guy, and I think about it not often, but there's always a
You got
high.
your Facebook up?
That's hers.
Oh, you said you thinking of a guy I was just saying for Facebook or something.
Ugh, you want to see him?
In middle school?
No, not really.
You Cuban dude or was he Guatemalan? What was his name?
I remember his name. I don't remember his nationality. It was Chris.
Mm-hmm.
He didn't break my heart, but I was thinking one. That's high school,
Mm-hmm.
and I do kind of like think about if I have this conversation because it could come up because I believe we're neighbors and he just doesn't know it. So I'm just like, could run into him one day, you know?
Mhm.
But in hindsight, I don't hate him. I don't wish ill will on him. I've never hated anyone in my life, really. I don't say those words because I don't want that on my conscience. And I watched too many movies. I was like, God forbid something happens to them tomorrow. And the last thing I thought to myself was, I hate this person. But I don't wish any ill will towards him. I don't hate him or anything. And not that he would care, but I would tell him that. I would probably tell him or ask him, like, why weren't you a man about it and break up with me and stay broken up with me? Because the thing is, he would break up with me a lot, and that's because he knew he was bad for me, and he knew it. And I'm younger than him. He's stupid, so he kept getting held back. I actually do not know how old he is. He kept getting held back. So I'm like, I don't even know how old he is, honestly, to this point. But he knew that he wasn't good for me, so he kept trying to break up with me. And I would keep being, like, on my phone, like, you don't want to do that? Or, like, take me back, blah, 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 you know, like a stupid 15-year-old. But him and everyone else in high school knew he was cheating on me, he was lying on me, blah, blah, blah. The thing was, like, why did you take me back every time I asked of it? Like, do you not know how to say no to people? That I understand. But it was like, did you like your cake and eat it too? I was like, and that makes sense, and then it doesn't, because although we were back and forth together for way too long, we didn't start being intimate until, like, our senior year. So it was like, why did you say yes every time I asked? Like, you would have saved me so much heartbreak if you would have let it be and had just broken up with me. It maybe friends that we had. A lot of our friends were the same people, and some of his friends were just his friends, but there were always friends that would tell him to get back with me. That's probably because I was the better choice than the girl he was cheating on me with. That's probably what I would say to him. Who gave me that question? was just
Your
curious.
your best friend?
I love you. I love you so much. Gotta challenge you from time to time.
Mm.
No, it's not a challenge. I've thought about it before. You know.
Yeah, she has.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
I guess it's my turn.
Mm-hmm.
That it is.
Okay, I'll choose one of these. Ugh. What is a mistake you see me making repeatedly, and why do you think I keep making it? I have to choose one of you. No, this is a friend one.
They go deep.
Okay, back at you, Miss Ma'am.
And hold on, let me see the card again.
It is. What is a mistake you see me making repeatedly, and why do you think I keep making it?
It kind of ties into the answer that you gave earlier, but I think a mistake I see you make a lot is making yourself the villain.
That's true. So
Hey,
it does
hang
tie
on
in
a
what I
second.
said earlier.
I need you to say that again. I need you to say that again. Go ahead. Go ahead.
I think making yourself the villain is a mistake that you make repeatedly because some situations you are far from it, my dear. Far from it.
Mm-hmm.
But I think you keep making it is you're super critical of yourself, super critical. And I've seen it diminish throughout the years. It's not even as bad as it was. Um, but I think it's just a process and just continuing to find your voice in self and what you like and what you don't like, and realizing that just by you expressing yourself and saying your words and how you feel does not make you the enemy. It just makes you Kayla. And for those that love you, it's gonna love Kayla regardless of what you tell them. So
Say that again.
um, even when it comes to reaching out to people, girl, you know me, and the phone works both ways. So sometimes it can be just me. I'm horrible at texting. I disappear.
And that's why I have a key to your house.
Exactly. Which I need to get you another one because you don't have a key to the new one. But I think how it can stop from happening is just taking a step back and realizing the actions of everyone at the party and taking you out the villain box. Because there may not be even a villain in that box. It may just be, we just didn't text. That's about it. But
Remember when I when you got the card and you started thinking, I was like, what is she gonna say? What is it? What do I do a lot? And I was like, yeah, I know, you're right, I do that. And it's just like what I said earlier, it's all the time. And like, for example, which I've already told you this before a few years ago, because you're so bad at communicating, I would.
No, she's right. She's absolutely right.
Since you're so bad at like texting back or answering a phone call, I'll get in my head and in my mind and my body and be like, what did I do wrong? She's not answering her texts, her phone calls. What did I do this time? I did something wrong. And I would be like this in my head for like a year or two, and I thought that you hated me. And eventually I had to take a step back and remember that you're just bad at being on your phone in general. It's not me. So it's like, and this, like, and I've told you this before, but it was like, this is a few years ago. So even though like I've realized this, it's still hard for me to take a step back and apply it to other people as well.
Yeah.
So I'm like,
I think it's because we've had so many years in the making.
Yeah, I meant to say, in context, we've been best friends since like 2010 or something like that.
Years. And
Yeah.
10 times out of 10, I think the only time where there was a time where we didn't speak, it's not even because I hated you. It was that time where we had to go through our growth periods separately, that time after middle school. And just kind of go through that whole transition of figuring out who we were. Because in the process of us figuring out who we were, I think that learning period, I don't think it meshed well for us. I think we were still trying to figure out who we were. But that's literally the only time where we didn't speak because there was something there.
Well, technically, it was two
Mhm.
times. First, it was when your dad made us stop being friends in high
Oh
school,
yeah.
and then, what the time you're talking about is after high school, actually.
What's
So,
that?
what you
After
just
high
said,
school
you
was
accidentally said after middle school. You meant to say after high school was our growth period, and we just weren't.
because I feel
Yeah,
like when you came to MP, we weren't talking then because after middle
that's because of
school.
your dad. We were talking for a bit, and then your dad saw like text messages and stuff. He was like, "She's a bad influence," and so is that other girl. The other girl
Because
he
I
was right
hanging
about.
with Tiff. Yeah, see, even my
Yes.
brother's like, stop hanging around Tiff. I'm like, I can't.
No, that was Vicky.
Was it Vicky?
Yes.
I didn't even like Vicky.
So like your dad seen like messages with her and some messages
Oh.
with me and was like, you have to stop talking
What was
to
she
them.
talking about?
It could have been anything.
That was Vicky.
Yeah.
But when it comes to communicating, like I can communicate feelings and all that other stuff, but it's usually like days and days and days afterwards. So 10 times out of 10, if I don't text back or if I don't call, I'm doing the mistake that you often do, just in a different form. So if I'm going through something or if I'm feeling some type of way, I will seclude myself to deal with it. As such, I'm not a burden on others, or I'm not bringing down someone's like spirit or making something heavy. So I will seclude and go through everything. Because I think while I was in Atlanta dealing with my dad, I don't think we spoke those whole
I
3
didn't even know you
months.
left the state.
Yeah.
No.
So that's a mistake that I often make, and that I'm trying to fix, of not feeling like I have to seclude myself when I'm going through something, and actively reach out for support and talk to friends, because I also have to realize the repercussions of my actions of not talking to people. Naturally, people are going to take it personally, but I don't want you to take it personally. I tell people all the time, just because I don't talk to you doesn't mean I don't love y'all to pieces. And that if y'all called me at like 2 a.m. and was like, we need something, or something's going on, or I need support, I'm there all the time. I just need to figure out that balance of being there, handling what I'm going through, and then also being communicative through those. So I totally get it.
I feel you on that heavy because like I kind of slipped to one of my like super close friends, female friends, that like I'm now divorced, and she was like, "What the fuck?" Because she's like friends with both of us. She's like, you know, like that. The work kind of takes time. What the fuck happened? Like there's no communication and not having the girls. And I was like, yeah. So about that festival, what are we wearing?
Yep.
So and now I'm thinking about it. Like I haven't told my best friend, my brother, like my close best friend, like best friend close as he is my brother. Even my parents, they just found out yesterday. So
Oh, they officially found out yesterday?
yeah.
Okay.
So like it's still super fresh for everyone else. Everyone around me in my little circle, even
Right.
like you guys at work, like you guys kind of just found out maybe a couple weeks ago. So
I thought it was like
No.
a month, like
We've
at
been
least a
known.
month.
a couple weeks, several weeks, whatever. When, if a couple is actually 2 to 3 in your head, then yes, several weeks.
At least a month and a half, maybe 2 months.
But this has kind of been in the
Yeah.
making for a couple of years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's been brewing. And, it kind of falls back on that whole thing of like you don't really know what the person's looking for. So if I tell you this information, I don't really want sympathy. That's just gonna make me not want to tell you anything else after that.
Right.
And I don't like the sympathy part. I would rather you distract me from whatever it is I'm talking about. Because I'm also trying to distract me from whatever it is I'm talking about. So, yeah. It's just easier for me just not to talk about it because, like you said, you don't want to bring the mood down in any situation that you're in. You don't want to be the what the fuck was wrong with that guy over here? He's tearing shit up. You know, you don't want to be that person.
Why do you think whenever we meet up, whenever I see you, I'm like, how you doing? You good? You straight? Making sure.
Yeah, but even then, like I'm like halfway still high because I smoked on the way to work.
Right,
And then,
yeah.
Like, you're talking to me, I'm like, I don't want to talk to this fucking shit. Like,
Which is fair. And I'm not gonna like. I'll ask you one time, and that's it. I'll make sure that you're at least coherent and you're conscious,
yeah.
and you're good. I'm not gonna push and prod because you'll either say it on the off and off, or you'll just be like,
Yeah, I'll just come over with a spicy take. I'm like,
Yeah.
how do you feel like this one? You're
yeah,
like,
exactly. Or you'll just come up with a hypothetical that's related to,
Yeah.
and I'll just take it in stride. You know. All right.
I think another problem also for me personally, there's because I care deeply about those who I'm around, so there's a hyper awareness of what other people are going through as well. So I try not to be an addition.
Exactly.
And there's also
exactly that.
me trying to be over accommodating as well to people's feelings, their mental space, and everything, to where I'm just like, well, I'm a retract, and even in those moments that I am going through something, sometimes if a friend comes to me and says, hey, I need something, I then can't say, oh, I can't support you right now because they don't know what's going on. So I then dig deeper to support them in those moments. And at that moment, I can't say, oh, this is going on, because it feels like I'm just trying to, like, one up. So sometimes at this moment in my growth period, the safest space for me is to dial it back. And I am fully aware that that comes from childhood experiences and then dealing with my parents' divorces as well. So it's just navigating through that. I have the source of where it comes from. I'm just trying to get through the point of navigating through it. Sometimes I have my good moments, sometimes I have my bad. And this year to 2 years of challenges that I've had, I haven't fully been following through on my word.
So have you found that method works for you? Like in your past, since that's something that's been built from experience. Does that work for you, or is that something you're trying to change in the future, like going forward from here?
What I'm trying to change is communicating through it. So saying like, hey, I'm in a space right now. I may not be able to talk or whatever it may be. But I know that dealing with stuff on my own helps me more than dispersing it out. I am fully aware and self-aware that dealing it with my own is the best way. What I'm trying to work on is communicating through that. So
I think we have to do an outro, because that's the one thing that I noticed that we have not done.
That's true.
What do you want to do? What?
An outro.
I mean,
outro, sign off, something to indicate an ending.
Sorry, I have food brain.
No, you're good. You're good.
So I guess like technically after this episode, we'll actually have a website up
Technically, yeah.
and an email presence
Mm-hmm.
and all those good things. That way, Keith can get started on merch.
Huh?
As if you didn't have enough to do.
I know, right?
If you already know with the website, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, no,
I wouldn't be
she's
down. I wouldn't
a
be-
tech
I
guru.
wouldn't- Yeah, I wouldn't be against it. Yeah, that would be one less thing that I'm having to think about.
Yeah, because right now you're doing well. Trying to figure out where the next time we're gonna record is gonna be.
Yeah, about that. I wanted to talk to you about that. Like you said, you might be potentially able to do it at your house. Like, what does that look like? Like, have you guys thought about it more? If that's a possibility. If
Well,
not,
like,
we can
I'm-
also explore like renting a space.
Yeah.
Like WeWork. I've heard a lot of people using the WeWork spaces
Hmm.
and just bringing their own equipment.
That was another part of redoing these wires, is so that the table would break down easily,
Mm.
and then we could just like easily erect it back up in,
Right.
in 30 minutes and be recording again. So except that little fucker, that little black one right there, little bitch, the fourth one that got added in.
Damn.
But yeah, and it might not even be this table because like we might change it. I'm gonna change it.
Fair. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I would say it's up to you guys. I mean, like, I'm in there, but I'm not really in there every day. the office space.
Mhm.
Like if you want to, like when you're ready to pack this stuff up and bring it to our house, we have the space in our office to do it.
Mhm.
So I'm like, if you want to put it in there, yeah, they could totally work in there. We could even like slide my desk over. You can put it there in front of our window in the office. There's nothing sitting right there. So it's like there's space. We just gotta figure it out.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm down. I mean, and even then we can, even if this desk doesn't fit, like I said, I'm down. I can get a different desk,
Mhm.
buy a different desk that would fit in that spot better, and just redo. I mean, it's not hard. It's zip ties and some Thai pads.
So, what should be our sign off?
I don't know. We haven't even figured the intro.
I mean, and I
I
like
don't
the
know.
what?
Hmm?
I like the like going around telling everyone what the new thing of the week is. I like that.
Yeah.
I like that a lot.
She's been working on future ambitions.
Mm-hmm.
Just still don't know what to put as an
We could do like in that we could also do like a game that we're playing that week.
Oh yeah, well, yeah.
No,
Yeah.
true.
Mm-hmm.
We still have to finish Monopoly.
We do still have to finish Monopoly.
Mm.
We might not finish Monopoly.
Yeah, I don't see why everybody's why it just takes a little extra work in the beginning.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, just whatever you want to do. I was gonna say one person could just say,
What about Jazz? Does Jazz have any has any suggestions on a decent intro, something that we could do, maybe even every week to kind of
No,
us out?
like that.
"Yeah, I know you've been gone for like 10 minutes."
Sit over there dancing and shit. What?
Sorry. When music enters, I pay attention to it. What was the question?
Any suggestions of what a decent or nice outro would be for the podcast? We're searching around, kind of trying to feel things out. We want to see what feels good. Oh, at least I want to see what feels good. I don't know what the fuck he's doing over there. Eating popcorn.
Not anymore.
Outro.
That's,
I guess since we came in and said what new that we're doing for the week, I guess if you can imagine just a random person on the street that looks like they're going through something, I guess what you would say to someone as an outro, like, hey, such and such, or not, like, kind of like, hey, keep doing this, or if you're feeling this, whatever it may be, just kind of like a, let me leave you with something, a to-go box of sorts.
The doggy bag. I wouldn't say shit. I get people walking up to me all the time, like randomly, just like talk about their frustrations. I'm like,
bro,
That's
same.
it's something.
It is something.
It's like I don't know. They find me, man. They fish me out, and my wife looks at me like, "How come it's always you?" It's like I do not know.
Right.
And
I
I
wish
don't.
I could turn it
It's
off.
like I don't want it to be.
But yeah, man, just keep up the fight. Like everyone's going through a struggle.
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't make yours any more less, or doesn't make yours any less, and it doesn't make make it any more. Just keep up the fight. We're all struggling.
Mm-hmm. You know, I actually thought of this is your stop to get off the struggle bus.
I like my seat though.
I like.
He said, "But I like my
I have a
seat."
nod on the chair in front of me. It's got it
He
feels
said,
good.
"My drink is here."
It could, or it could be this is your sign to get on the struggle bus.
Hey, there you
I would say check your chin level. Raise it at. If it's low, raise it up.
go. If it's high.
I was gonna say if it's high, bring it down.
Bring it down.
If it's high, keep it high unless you're hurting
It's too
somebody.
high.
Unless you're hurting somebody. And also check your chin level in the sense of stop apologizing for shit you ain't gotta apologize for. I caught myself doing that while I was getting my nails done. I poked her with my nail that she was doing, and I said, "Sorry." What sense does that make?
It don't.
I was
It
like,
don't
she's
make
the
any
nail
sense.
tech. She knows it's gonna
Right.
happen.
Like,
No, I didn't move my hand. She was literally like, so let's say she was working on this nail, her hand will bump into this one, and I have stilettos, so I'm like, oh, they're pointy, it hurt her. So I said sorry, and I was like, she's doing like, check your chin level. Like that.
Mm.
Gotcha. That makes sense.
I like check your chin level.
I don't know. I don't.
Nada. You have no good words for the man struggling in the elevator? Nothing wrong with that?
Not bright
Boys,
enough.
Take a shower. You shower today?
Ooh.
Did you get out of bed today?
To that.
Did you get out
Did
of
you
bed?
have water today?
There you go.
Drink your water.
Was
Be
that
concerned
personal?
if there's I have not had water today.
Yeah, I
Oh,
figured
that
you
was
didn't.
personally
I figured you
it
didn't.
was.
My air fryer is all the way over there.
I figured you didn't have water.
Yeah, it's dry.
I
It's
bet.
storm over here.
I bet.
Pretty sandy.
Hmm.
Yeah,
Should have some water.
I should.
Yeah.
Then again, it's all the way over
All the way over there. Yeah.
Mm-mm.
It's fine. I'll do it when I get up.
Or
You
when
got
you
out
move
of
your
bed
chair
today?
back.
That was an accomplishment. We got out of bed today.
Oh yeah, I
At least we got out of bed.
At least we got out of bed.
Only 'cause you texted me.
At least she answered her phone.
I did.
Mm.
Progress.
working on it. What about yourself, sir? Anything that you might want to pass along to a passerby who seems to be struggling in their day-to-day
Mm.
tasks?
I would say the weight doesn't mean you are being crushed. Or something more along the lines of like weight is meant to be carried. I think that's what I would say. And you can always put the weight down. That one is probably a harder one for people to accept. Now that obviously means that you can't leave it down. But you can always put the weight down.